down. It's kind of weird, man. I don't know if this is legit relevant, if I'm over overreaching, you know what I'm saying on this one, but haven't seen no one actually come to this conclusion yet. You know what I'm saying? But if someone would, it would probably be me. You know what I'm saying? Because I've talked about this before in my screwface situation videos, right? So I don't know, man. Obama lately, right? He the world powers said they think Obama's losing his mind. Whoa, now, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's people who will say that he never had one all along. But I guess this all depends on who you ask now. But what I thought was funny about it was, for one, is it the pressure? I mean, right now with the geopolitical climate, dude, anyone, especially all leaders, are under a amount of pressure. No matter how they're playing, there's pressure right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can see the earth itself. Is there not pressure and earthquakes and volcanoes and the raging of the elements, man, these days? Everywhere. And I mean, there's a lot of different causes and factors that are playing in this, just like with this potential the beast receives a head wound situation. What if that was referring to like someone going crazy? You know what I'm saying? Someone losing their mind temporarily, and then all of a sudden, like someone becoming so crazy that you'd say, man, they can never come back from being that crazy, and then the person comes back bounces back even stronger and more determined and almost appearance of what is the word I'm looking for? Mystically. You know what I'm saying? Or can't think of the word I'm looking for here, but it's pretty crazy. Or is this just an act? Because I mean, think about it. All right, you feign a weakness. Oh, look, world, I'm crazy. I don't know what's going on. Drool on yourself like David did when he was confronted by this king that was going to turn him in, and he just drooled on himself. So I mean, is it this going on? Is it a feign? Is it an act? I mean, that's not beyond the realm of possibility. And that would also describe someone with a head wound that's healed, because it was never really a wound. It was just a feign. You know what I'm saying? But the appearance, would give it that, I'm just speculating here on this, because you could always miss, when it comes to to prophecy, man, it's hard to get a bead on. You might be in the area, but you know what I'm saying? You might still be off the target a few inches, and it's hard to tell where you're at. A lot of time you're like shooting blind. And there's another thing this reminds me of. They say MK rules Hollywood and politics, I'd imagine as well. If in sports, and it is out there everywhere. Like for instance, you think back on seeing what's this chick's name, man? Used to be the guest girl, man. Blonde chick. And Amanda Nicole, is that her name, man? Something like that, man. They showed this video of her, and she had clown makeup all over her face, and she was talking like, you talking like a little baby. And it's like, now looking on it, it's like she was under regressive hypnosis. You can see a lot of people, they'll get someone, listen, when they're watching the screen, someone behind the screen obviously throws this sign, this trigger, and they go, for a long time. Like, it's happened to a lot of people. So, I mean, that's what's going on. Like, with the, Nicole Smith, is that her name, man? In the regressive hypnosis with the pain on the face. You know what I'm saying? And you watch the movie Manchurian Candidate with Denzel. That reveals a lot in it. Manchurian Global, the corporation, takes someone basically and programs them and then gets them in office. But they're in there as a sacrificial lamb, basically, at the same time too. They're set up to be taken out. It's kind of weird too. And here's another thing about Obama: you got them damn the horn showing up everywhere. They keep doing this to him. I don't think he's setting it up where he's gonna do his speeches. I think he just goes out and does his speeches. But his handlers position him in such a spot, which that is also in the movie Manchurian Candidate, where they have him sit on a particular spot. And these horn pictures are kind of like that. They're showcasing that. Or, yeah, because there's the horn with the Pope, too. They had him placed in such a spot to make that fucking perfect of a angle symmetry. You know, that's undeniable that it was intentional. And I don't know if he realizes they're doing it, which would explain the erratic behavior. But he could be at the point where it's called rehab. It's where they take you. They say you're going to rehab, but really it means you're deprogramming. Your program breakdown is going to be reinforced some more, and then you're going to come out pod person, Stepford wife, basically. So that could be the beast head wound is healed. Is that, you know, the Manchurians programming broke down, like, and then they got to send them to get wound up again. I mean, this is hypothetical. This is some speculation and theorizing. You know, I can't prove this now. This could be all telegraphed in a feign of a weakness. Could be legit. Anyone under that much pressure should have fits where your conscience messes with you to where it makes you kind of, you know, looking normal like a normal human would do under such heavy pressure. They would probably have moments of nervousness and breakdown, anxiety, and anger and resentment. And it makes sense because, I mean, politics is it's a hell of a propaganda PR war against each other. So these guys are under heavy stress because when you're a liar and a politician who wears a mask all the time and you got to present this image, that is so much stress to go around everywhere. You know your whole life is fake. It's a fucking lie. Everything you said is a lie and a deception. To run around to know that you're that evil and you have to carry that inside, that will aid you. That will make you act out. That'll make you lose touch because you're bottled up, and you know you're guilty. And the fact that you got to carry that will mess with your mind. You know what I'm saying? I know it will. You know what I mean? And I'm sure it does to these people. And sometimes that's why you see them act out, because it's a side effect of like repressing. They're repressing things. Then all of a sudden their programming breaks down, and all of a sudden the things they've been repressing come out, and it starts to interfere with the machinery, with the cogs and the wheels of the programming from these Mengelas in the shadows, man. These the wielders of the strings. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering about this. We'll see what happens in the future, but it's just like they were saying, oh, Putin disappeared and he was at CERN, and they're like alluding that he went into time. You know what I'm saying? And I can see how Russia loves to leak out fanciful stories. I've noticed that. Like, all their shit it's a joke, but I mean, it's good shit because it's like a cluster flare that throws off heat-seeking missiles. I mean, it looks like you know, it looks like you can't tell the difference between, you know, what you were going after and what this cluster flare of shit comes out. Like, Putin went into a parallel dimension for 17 days when they first fired up CERN on Friday the 13th. I mean, it's just too perfect for that situation to be true. You know what I'm saying? It had to have been leaked and orchestrated by some jokesters, trickster guys. Like, look, the conspiracy theorists are going to go nuts when they hear this story. I mean, I ain't heard many people mention that again. So it must have been bull crap in the first place. But I mean, they do these things. It's called psyops. They can use just lies and fanciful rumors and shit to bog out something. You know what I'm saying? It is like cluster flares. You know, the heat-seeking missiles locked onto the fire of the whatever it's targeted on. So if you shoot out all these little extra little fiery things, it doesn't know where to go because, you know, It's hidden in the amongst of these uh what is it, man? Dummies, decoys. That's basically what it is. Decoys. They like to decoy us, keep us watching, focused on the mountain, but here they come from the grindstone position. It's pretty funny. It's like America's propaganda is not funny. It's fucking whack. It's always, oh man, there's psychos killing people, but it's just a drill. It's a FLETC active shooter drill, and now I realize there's active attacker drills. All these guys attacking with pocket knives and hatchets and machetes and all this other stuff. That's just active shooter drills. Instead, it's a lone guy, hand to hand. And dude, listen, these people are no threat. You know what I'm saying? At all. I mean, they might get one swing in. That's it. All they get is one swing, and then they're dead. Not you got a target on your head for the rest of your life for one swing. It don't make sense that people wouldn't. Anyone who has their shizzle together would never even consider this. You couldn't convince me into doing it because I know better than that. You know what I'm saying? It's like F you. I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to die. I don't want to end up patsied out in some operation. F you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't getting involved with that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if it's Purge Judgment Day, there's no internet, fucking no police, no government, nothing. And it's like, if attackers are coming and you got to defend yourself, that's one thing. But right now, no, it's like still, just because society's deteriorating doesn't mean you have to deteriorate along with it. You got to fight to maintain humanity. You know what I'm saying? And if you're stop operating out of love altogether, well, you done lost your humanity now. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. The fight it's deeper than just fighting for your life. You know what I'm saying? There's something stronger than your life. That is worthy of fighting for. And if you got to die, man, to maintain your humanity, you might have to do that. I mean, you might be one of those unlucky people that have to do that. You might have to be the guy who, lets the other people run, and then you gotta put yourselves in harm's way to divert so other people can get away. I mean, you might have to think of it that way. I mean, that's it's the way you gotta do it out here, man. But maybe not. But if someone does that for you and puts yourself out harm's way and takes all the fire, so you can get away, well, you get away and you do right. You do right by the people who sacrifice themselves. That you could that you wouldn't have to sacrifice yourself in such a way. I mean, that was the way supposedly. That's the mindset that people went into that did a lot of bad things in previous times, man. It's like they were like, man, we fought these wars so you wouldn't have to. That's what they told me, all my family. And it sucks. They might have sacrificed that, but it's not. It's beyond their control. It's the beast that they were riding on has a mind of its own and its own agenda. You know what I'm saying? You can't, just because you ride on the beast doesn't mean you control what it does. You know what I'm saying? And that's, people try to think, oh, since I rode on the beast, my vote counts. Well, in those days it seemed like it did anyway. These are new times and new revelations. But yeah, that's sometimes it's the way people think, and it's just it's doesn't profit them none to think that way because it's not true. You know what I mean? And you just got to acknowledge it, accept it, and let it be. But you gotta also let it be known. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, these people all trying to be on that sub rosa. You know what I'm saying? Below the radar. You know what I'm saying? On their ulterior motives. You know what I mean? It's like, just because someone's got an ulterior motive, you can still hear what they got to say, and it reveals their plans. You know what I'm saying? You can take that in consideration. You ain't got to let them know that you know.
You just sit back, take notes.